On Hulu, I watched from 1998 John Carpenter's Vampires, which is pretty damn awful. John Carpenter, you know, yeah, he can make some horror films, like The Thing remake, which is pretty good. He can make some fun, kind of light action movies, Big Trouble in Little China. That's a pretty diverse skill set there, but the reality is it's hard to explain. Like, this is trying to take a vampire movie seriously without the budget or really the scope for that to really come across. This feels so cheap, and it's a Columbian Pictures release. I think it came out at the dead end of summer when that was really a dumping ground. Stars, what's his name? The guy from Videodrome. Damn it. And also a Baldwin brother, Daniel Baldwin. God, am I just gonna have to call this guy Videodrome because I forgot? Probably. Okay, they're vampire hunters. They're out in New Mexico. They've got a kitted out Wrangler and some kind of SWAT van. And they have their team, including what's his name, Mark Boone Jr., this is the youngest I've seen him. And they go into this house, and I kind of like their method behind this. They have like a father with them, padre, old guy. You know, he's there to bless the corpses and all this. But Videodrome and Baldwin, they're working with the Catholic Church, rid the world of vampires. Came across this little shack. They go inside, looking for goons, I believe they call them. And they use a lot of guns that don't do anything. So I don't know why they need all the guns. Oh, because it looks cool. I guess that's it. They also have this cool thing where they put a stake in him, harpoon the guy, and then they drag him out into the sunlight. That's pretty sweet. They get dragged out in the sunlight, and the sunlight lights them ablaze. Not unlike Near Dark. So as this sort of thing is going on, we have, damn, why can't I remember this actor's name? They had a pretty good score, okay? And then they'd go and party at night. They just rent out some motel, have a bunch of hookers and booze. The cops are there like, oh, hey, thanks for ridding our vampire problem. And then this big vampire shows up. What's his name? Ian Griffith. He was the bad dude in, the enemy who sort of trained up Ralph Macchio in Karate Kid Part 3 that I reviewed at some point on this channel. And he's an imposing, tall vampire, but that's about it. He just shows up at night, slashes a bunch of people with his well-manicured claws, takes a bite of this chick Sheryl Lee, who I think died instantly on Twin Peaks. She's just some hooker. Everybody's getting killed. Mark Boone Jr. bites the dust like first. And then, I'm kind of worried I'm going to get jumped by a bobcat over here. Anyways, yeah, I got to get out of here. So, the vampires, this one vampire is killing up all the vampire hunters, except Daniel Baldwin and Videodrome. Yep, they're getting away. And how can I not remember this actor's name? It's so weird. Though they're getting away with this, he comes across Sheryl Lee, and it's like, oh hey, she's been bit, she's dazed. I don't know how you could tell that she was bit given where she was bitten, but they assess this, take her off in the Jeep, they peel out, and then they're like, okay, Daniel Baldwin, you watch over her. So then they have a sort of almost romance where he's calling her hun and stuff, even though there doesn't seem to be any actual affection. Not a lot happens. It's just like the vampire builds his force, fights some Catholic dudes, gets some relic that'll give him the ability to cross the ocean or some shit. Like, how long was this vampire over here? And they say, like, I thought they said he was 2,000 years old or some shit. I don't remember. Very weird stuff. Videodrome doesn't have a lot to do. He's just kind of running around harassing this new padre because the previous one, the older one, got killed, so he's got this young one to harass. And then he tells him, oh hey, that vampire was stealing a cross, that's what he was after. Why bother keeping this secret? Just for awkward scenes where Videodrome's torturing him? Thanks, movie. Why torture the guy on your team like this repeatedly? Nothing really happens in this. It's so weird. It's so minimal. They just drive around the desert where there's nothing. And then every once in a while I'll go to some house, go inside where as it's getting to be nearly dark, and pull some goons out. This vampire buries himself, so he comes out of the ground like a zombie. You kind of getting your iconography kind of switched up here. I mean, it makes for a bad look. Vampires who unearth. Yeah, so then Sheryl Lee's turning. She bites Daniel Baldwin. She's full-on vampire. But what was it, like they were going to treat her or some shit? But Daniel Baldwin's going to turn. And then Videodrome says, oh yeah, this is after he killed the lead vampire. In a sort of like little fight. He's like, I'm going to chase you anywhere. But I'm going to give you a 2-minute head start because you gave me a 2-minute head start for some other shit. And there's something I really dislike about how Videodrome pulls off his acting in this. James Woods, that's it. God damn. Whenever he's in a fight with somebody, he talks too much. He did this in The Hard Way too. Like, he's holding onto a car. Oh, I'm gonna get you, son of a bitch, you dirty. I'm gonna get you. Die, you sucker. It makes it hilarious unintentionally. You're pulling out a vampire. Die. I'm gonna get you. James, you don't have to talk the whole movie. I'm going to try to do some horror type stuff here as we go into Halloween, but this one's a stinker. Might have to give John Carpenter's Vampires 1.5 out of 4 stars.